Hi y'all, I was out looking at my garden this morning and watered, and I've been thinking for a few days that this broccoli's gonna start flowering if I don't go ahead and do something with it. So I'm going out there and I'm gonna cut back the ones that look like they're ready. Some are looking like they're gonna separate and have little florets, and I don't want that to happen. I want my nice firm heads, so I'll show it to you. Here we are. I'll show you what I'm looking at. Most of you are gonna understand this probably, but see that? That's gonna start going to flower. That's a problem we have with our erratic weather patterns, where we have hot and cold, hot and cold. This is ready. I'm gonna take it in the house and blanch it and freeze it. And just know when your broccoli starts looking like it's got all these little yellow parts, I know that if I'm gonna, those aren't big heads like I usually get. Last year I got none worth anything. So I'm gonna go ahead and take it in and process it and put it in the freezer. I just cut them off there because until I'm ready to plant something else in here, these little side things will start making side things. That's very technical, isn't it? It's going to start making some little broccoli that I can bring in and add to salads or eat it however we want to eat it. I do like to leave one. I left one plant last year, and I left it so that I let it go to flower. And I have a small one over in another bed that's just not doing anything, and if it goes to flower, that'd be great, because then it attracted all kinds of pollinators. So I'll go ahead and finish up this job. Got a few more to go, and then I got another bed. I'm over in another bed. See, same thing's happening. Try to get my shadow out of the way. This is actually, just since checking it earlier, it's actually really like separating, and it's going to go to flower. You don't want your broccoli like that. It's not going to have the flavor at all. So I'm going to get these all gone. Here's the head that I said I had a head that wasn't making anything. This one's like all yellow. Let me find it. There it is. Little teeny tiny thing. I didn't know till this week it was going to do anything at all. I'll do a garden tour when it's not such a really windy day. The wind's really come up. It's a beautiful day, just awfully windy. I kind of live in a wind tunnel back here, but I call it back here because my garden is right next to this, and then beyond that's a big lake back in there. It's beautiful today. An excellent example as I started to cut this is right down in there. Do you see that little head? That's what I'll come out and eat on. So this will be the designated one that's going to stay. And we can come out. That's a sure sign that this really needs to be processed. Okay, I'm going to just rinse these, and I'm going to cut these down to about this size. And I'm going to blanch them or put them in boiling water for 3 minutes. Take them and plunge them into this cold water that I'll add ice to, and let them cool down. And I'm going to then put them on a towel, let them quickly dry, and then I'm going to put them on a big cookie sheet. I've got some out and ready to go. You could put parchment paper down if you want to, but I'm going to do it like that. I've never had a problem doing that, so I'm going to do that. Last year, it wasn't even worth keeping. I think I kept what I got to eat. This is just bordering on enough to mess with, to be honest with you. That's how I feel about it. But anyway, here we go. I'm not going to take you through all the steps, but I'll just show you. I remove the leaves, and I want a piece in pieces that are about where it would be okay in a casserole or steamed or stir fry, however you want it. And some of you might want it even in smaller pieces, but I like this little piece. That's going to be nice and tender. So I'm going to get that all done, and I'll show you the blanching process. I want to interrupt myself to show you close up. Hopefully that'll get a good picture. this was really starting to go to flower. This was supposed to be like a 90-day, and it's not been, let's see, I planted them the end of March. You know what? No, it wouldn't be 90 days. It's still like too short. I would have liked for these to go and grow another week, but I was going to be eating flowers and we weren't going to get anything. So the problem that we've had here in our springs, and I think that's just how it's been quite a while, I don't think this is anything brand new, is that we'll be in the low 30s, and maybe in 2 days we'll be 80 degrees in the daytime. We'll be in the low 30s at night. I want to make that clear. And then we'll be in the 40s or 50s at night, with one day, I'm trying to think if it was early April or late March, we actually had an 89-degree temp. These plants aren't designed for that. Like, I was reading on the tags for this one because I got these at the nursery. That could be another thing. I don't think so, though. I have always grown from seed my own broccoli and cabbages, and I always get earlyana when it comes to cabbage. Now, my cabbages are doing fine. They're coming along at what the speed I would think they would. But I wanted you to see that because I made the right decision for sure. If I was going to have anything at all, let me get this where I can say hi. Hi. If I was going to have anything at all out of this broccoli, I had to get it done today. And I've been planting this morning and potting up flowers and stuff. And I really didn't want to, but I don't want my effort and this good food to go to waste. I'll show you what this looks like down in here. It's cooled down, so I'm going to lay it out on a towel. Got you all cattywampus. Okay, I've got more on the stove. And do you see the vibrant? Here's a color, the color before. Once it's blanched, you get that really deep, beautiful color. I wanted you to see that. Okay, I'm just about done. This is my last tray. I imagine I'm probably going to have, out of all that, only maybe 4 to 5 quarts, like bagged quarts. And I'm going to use they'll be frozen solid. I'm going to let them be out there for like probably 10 hours or so. You can leave them there longer than that in your deep freezer, your freezer. And then I'm going to use a food saver bags for mine. But you can use just regular food storage, not the storage, but freezer bags. And just be sure you get as much air out of the bags as you can when you seal them. And they should be good. I was reading about it and it said they should be good for up to like 6 months, like that. And the amount of broccoli that I have here is going to be eaten before 6 months is up, so I can actually use that. Now in my pot over here on the stove, I've got some stem pieces that I decided to go ahead and I'm blanching them, and I'm gonna put them on this tray and freeze them. And then what I'll do is put them in a bag, a freezer bag. I'm not gonna use a food saver, and I'll use that like to flavor broccoli soups or any kind of casserole I'm making that calls for broccoli. That'll give it that good broccoli flavor. And if you have recipes where you do your own home soup, which I prefer to do that over buying canned soups, I will use those stems to give that great flavor of broccoli. So I guess that's about it for today. I wasn't planning on doing this, but I'm glad I did. I don't have to worry about it anymore. And now I have to worry about what am I going to plant there. I know zucchini. I'm going to amend it, and then I'm going to do zucchini and squash. That's some big summertime things for us. And year before last, I grew butternut squash. And into the spring, I still have one that was good. So I'm really tempted to do that again too. I'll let y'all know. And like I said, when the wind's not blowing so hard, we'll do
I'll do a little tour out there and show you what all's going on. Have a great day.